Chapter 11. Nick Pub. I was extremely nervous. Today was our first day back at the station after our suspension. That meant we would both be receiving new partners. We had no idea who they would be. And being the smallest animals in the office, it was likely we would be paired with much larger animals. Animals that could overshadow us easily. The only reason I had joined the CPT was to be with Judy, and now we were forbidden to see each other during the day. All because of me and my stupidity. I burned my face and paws as I sat on the edge of my bed. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw the implant jam on my wrist. Seeing that gave me a boost of vigor, and I stood up to face what the day had in store for me. I stopped for a second. That was something Judy would say. I chuckled. That point was really rubbing off on me. I opened my door and walked outside, waiting to be picked up by Judy. While I waited, I couldn't help but think about her. Ever since her birthday, she seemed odd. She wasn't being her normal self. She's not as perky or optimistic. She constantly seemed nervous around me, always distracted or staring into space. Anyways, I was glad I was able to spend some time with her. Carpooling was one of the few things we were still allowed to do together. Once we got into the station, however, we were to be completely separated. Judy pulled up in a matter of moments with a frown on her face. Her expression didn't change as I got in. Hello? Garrett's. Anyone home up there? I said as I waved my palm in front of her face. She snapped out of her daze and looked at me. Sorry, Nick. I was just thinking. Want to talk about it? Later. I nodded, giving her space. I knew she would talk when she was ready, so there was no need to rush her. We took out towards the police station in silence. Judy seemed distracted. She was staring into space and zoning out. One paw was on the steering wheel, while the other was on the necklace I had given her. She was twirling the end in her fingers, something she had gotten into a habit of doing when she was nervous. Eventually, we reached the station and separated, knowing if we were caught together, we would be fired. I walked in, the station seeming less bright without her in it. I headed to Bogo's office, where I was to meet my new partner. I arrived and knocked on the door. I heard Bogo grunt, and I entered. Ah, I see Miss Wild has finally returned. Sit, please, he said while reading the papers on his desk. I sat in a chair in front of his desk, barely able to see Bogo. Your new partner, he said, handing me a file that had been sitting on his desk. I took a deep breath and opened the file. It read, name, Nathan Post, species, jaguar. I stopped reading, having seen enough. It was as I feared. I had been paired with a larger animal. This one I had heard of. He had a reputation for being sporadic, sometimes even dangerous. They only kept him around because of his impeccable tracking skills. He had also been known to leave his partners and other others behind in the face of adversity. I gulped, not looking forward to meeting Nathan. Dismissed. I left the chair and headed to roll call. Judy Puff. I walked in after Nick, extremely nervous. Maybe even more nervous than I was on my first day. I felt eyes staring at me the second I walked in after Nick. Now that the conversation knew of a relationship, work was going to be a lot more interesting. Officer Hobbs. I heard a voice call to my right. I looked over and saw what seemed to be a new recruit. It was an honor about the same size as me. He had brown, slick-back fur, but his neck was pearl white. He stepped over to me and looked me in the eyes. I nearly gasped. They were incredibly green, much like Nick's. I thought Nick's were as green as you could get, but the other had proved me wrong. I was so distracted, it took me a few seconds before I realized he was extending his paw to me. He was asking for a handshake. I took it, stepping on my daze. Officer Waters, at your service, he said enthusiastically, shaking my paw hard. I'm your new partner. I blinked a few times, still mystified by his eyes. I shook my head, realized what he had just said. Oh, that's great. Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure's all mine, Miss Hobbs. I want to thank you for solving that missing animals case. You're an inspiration that sparked my confidence in joining the force. I thought if you could do it, so could I. I giggled, happy that I was able to make such a change in small animals' mindsets. That's very sweet of you, Officer Waters. I was just doing my job, though, I said modestly. Well, either way, I'm glad you were able to show small animals like us are just as capable as bigger ones. As Officer spoke, I spotted something red from the corner of my eye. It was Nick, walking up toward us. Since we still hadn't been able to pin the roll call, the day hadn't officially started yet, meaning Nick and I could be together. However, Nick didn't look very happy. In fact, he had a deep scowl on his face. What's going on over here? Nick puffed. I walked out of Bogo's office, already upset that I now had a notorious jaguar as a partner. I walked in the lobby of the station. I had to find Judy. We had to be separated soon. I soon spotted her, but she wasn't alone. She was talking to an otter I had never seen before. She was giving him stare almost as she was daydreaming, seemingly lost in his eyes. He said something, she giggled. Something she only did around me. My ears flattened in jealousy. I could feel my scalp become more prominent. She clasped her hands together, looking at the ground shyly, like she was talking to a crush in grade school. I clenched my paws, turning them into fists. Before I knew it, my legs were carrying me towards them, but I had no idea what to do or say. I could see Judy spotting me, and the light in her eyes left. I continued walking anyways. What's going on over here? I yelled as I got closer. Now the otter turned his head towards me, and I noticed his eyes were extremely similar to mine. He smiled at me. Well, if it's a Nick Wilde. Nice to meet you. I was sitting in front of him now, but Judy sighed. He extended a paw towards me, asking for a paw shake. I declined it. Instead, he casually placed my arm around Judy's shoulder. The other coughed nervously, throwing his arm. I could feel Judy looking at me in embarrassment, but I ignored her. Nick, this is Officer Waters, my new partner, Judy introduced. My heart sank. Why did Judy get so lucky as to get a partner the same size as her while I was stuck with Paust? Not only that, but one that she really seemed to like. Officer Waters, I'm sure you know Nick. He's also my boyfriend. That pause. It was momentary, but noticeable. Was she questioning our relationship? Is that why she was acting so strange in the car this morning? Was she embarrassed that we were a couple? I nodded the other, trying to not come off as angry. I looked him up and down. He didn't seem like much. At least not physically. I could probably take him in a fight. Anyways, we should probably be getting a roll call, yes? The other asked, just into a room where a roll call was held. I sighed. I suppose. I looked down at Judy, who seemed uncomfortable. See your lunch, carrots? She nodded, seeming somewhat distracted. I bent over, giving her a kiss on the mouth. I made sure my lips stayed long enough with her so Waters would see. Once I heard him grunt uncomfortable, I let Judy go, knowing I had gotten my point across to the other otter. Normally I would trust Judy, but the way she had been acting lately made me wonder. I sighed, remembering I still had my partner to meet. I trudged into the room, dreading what this day had in store. Judy paused. I walked towards roll call, trying to shake the uncomfortable feeling I had. I had never seen Nick act that way, and that kiss he gave me, it seemed more desperate, and less longer than our normal goodbye kisses. Hey, Officer Waters, I'm sorry about how Nick acted. He's usually not like that. I said to Waters as we sat down for roll call. He shrugged. It's fine. I just didn't know you two were a couple. And please, call me Logan. I blushed. Yeah, pretty much everyone just found out. We've been dating for about 2 months now, though. Alright, everyone, listen up. I didn't even notice chp11 had walked in. I immediately turned my attention towards him. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Nick sitting with his new partner, and I immediately felt bad for him. Officer Paust was known to be cocky and reckless. It could potentially put Nick in danger. Waters, Ops, no specific assignments today, just patrol the area, Bogo said to us. I nodded, and we headed to my cruiser. As we patrolled, I chatted with Waters. I found that he was actually incredibly sweet, funny, and kind otter. I have to admit, it was kind of refreshing. We ended up giving out a few tickets, which reminded me of my May days when Nick and Finnick hustled me. Eventually, the lunch hour was upon us. Hey Judy, can I buy you lunch? Logan asked, smiling sweetly at me. I just couldn't say no to that face. Sure, Logan, I'd love that. We ended up going to Popway, where I ordered my usual sandwich. It was nice to spend the day with Logan, till I felt my phone vibrate in my pocket. I took it out, and when I looked at who was calling me, I felt a pit form in my stomach. It was Nick. I had completely forgotten I was supposed to meet him for lunch. I had gotten so wrapped up with Officer Waters. Nick puffed. I sat in Julie's favorite coffee shop, where he agreed to meet for lunch. Lunch hour was now about halfway done. There was still no sign of Judy. I pulled out my phone and called Judy. It rang for a few times. Then suddenly Judy's frantic voice came blasting through the speaker. Nick, I'm so sorry. I forgot. Where are you? Well, I'm meeting with Officer Waters right now. I felt a pain in my chest. I had been replaced after just the first day on the job. Oh, of course you are. Because he's just so great, isn't he? I said with an edge to my voice. Nick, I don't want to deal with this right now. The line went dead. I looked up at my phone, bewildered. She had hung up on me? That dumb bunny! How could she? Judy puffed. I hung up and put my head in my paws. Everything okay, Judy? I looked up at Logan, his eyes filled with concern. Yeah, it's just Nick. He's not acting like himself today. I felt Warren's paw touch my back of my own, gingerly. I'm sorry, Judy. Do you want to talk about it? I would show my problem is. It's just... Well, it's something I've wanted to talk to him about for a long time, but I'm just not sure how to do it. He smiled at me. You're a smart rabbit bunny, Judy. You figure it out. He stared deeply into my eyes. Nick's very lucky to have you. You're extremely beautiful, you know. I blushed deeply, not sure how to respond to the compliment. I guess you better get back to the station. I can show you how to fill out paperwork, I said quickly. I love that, Judy, he replied with a smile. We drove back to the station and sat in our adjoining cubicles. I showed him how to file paperwork and how to send it to BOGO. We worked mostly in silence. However, we would occasionally chat. I really liked working with Waters. He actually did his work on time, unlike Nick, and wasn't bothering and pestering me every second. Eventually, the day started to wind down, and I was about to leave when I heard my name called. Hey, Judy, wait a second. I need to tell you something. Okay, what do you need? I asked, walking back to his desk. I was standing in front of him when he suddenly grabbed my wrist, pulling me into a kiss. I was completely stunned, not fully comprehending what was happening. I heard the door open behind us. Hey, Judy, I'm really sorry, Nick called. I was walking to Judy's home office. The day was over, and I was excited to see her. I felt bad for how I had acted. I trusted Judy. I shouldn't be threatened by some otter. I approached the door and opened it. I saw Judy. Her back was turned towards me, but not Waters. Smiling, I announced my presence. Hey, Judy, I'm really sorry I cut myself off. I realized why she had her back towards me. She and Waters were kissing. My heart shattered. My vision became clouded with tears. She spun around, looking at me with wide eyes. All along, my suspicions were correct. That's probably why she had been so nervous around me for the past week. She had wanted to break up. Now that Waters was in the picture, she didn't need me anymore. Nick, no, this isn't what it looks like, I swear. Oh, I'm sure it isn't, Judy. Did you just happen to fall in his arms and kiss him? Was it an accident? I accused, my voice breaking. I should have seen this coming. Everyone who had ever cared about me left me before. Why did I think Judy would be different? Nick, it's her fault. I was just sitting at my desk and she just kissed me. Or is it putting sense of a difference? Judy's mouth was open and wide, as if she was trying to say something, but couldn't. Nick, no, that's not how. I don't want to hear it, Judy. If you didn't want me anymore, you could have just told me. So sneaking around behind my back. Tears were now freely flowing down my cheeks now, staining my red fur. Judy puffed. I can't believe Waters blamed me. Looking at Nick, my heart was on the verge of breaking. Tears were pouring out of his eyes. He was shaking. His face was a mixture of hate, hurt, confusion, and anger. Nick, please listen to me. Let me explain. I was interrupted by something landing on the floor in front of my feet. It was a thin leather strap. The watch strap I gave Nick, the one with M+J engraved on it. I looked back up, and he was gone. I ran out the door, screaming his name. Nick! Nick, please, let me talk to you, please! Nick! Dana was still working and stared at me, but in the moment I didn't care. Tears were now spilling down my face, clouding my vision. I was able to catch a glimpse of a red tail rounding a corner. I ran after it, trying desperately to catch up with Nick. I should have known Waters had ulterior motives. I should have seen this coming. How stupid could I be? How could I do this to him? I eventually was able to catch up to him in the barren parking lot. Nick, please let me explain. He sighed, still not turning towards me. Leave me alone, Judy, he said quietly. His voice broke my heart, so rash and depressed. Nick, please, I said, leave me alone. He whipped towards me, making the same scenario he did when he pretended to go furrow on me. His claws were extended, except now he was crying. I jumped back, startled. He turned away from me again, scampering to his car. I could hear his sobs as he drove away. I sat in the parking lot, stunned at what had just happened. I curled up into a fetal position and buried my head in my knees, crying and clutching the Nick had given me just a week earlier, wishing all the pain would go away. Starts backing away with hands raised. So, yeah. New chapter this Wednesday.